Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time we made a pretty decent amount of progress in our investigation, and now it's time to continue. So there were a couple things. I thought I examined everything. Well, it looked like everything was mostly examined, but there were a few things. There was this, which I already looked at off camera, but I thought the dialogue was fun, so I thought I would share it. Ha! Look at these extravagant, bright costumes. Somehow they look out of place in this room, with its grim, shady goings-on. This one looks like a king's attire. A king? I've always dreamt of being a king. Geez, have you, Ryunosuke? That seems a little bit above you. Oh, I think you'd be more suited to a feudal lord, a daimyo, or such like. With a chonmage top knot. Every Japanese man wishes he had a chonmage, or chomange, or I don't know how you pronounce that. Oh, you'd look wonderful with one. And you already have the sword. Can you imagine what would happen if I walked around the streets of London with a chonmage and a sword? He'd probably get fucking shot by the London's racist police. And then there's this area that I guess I don't remember that being able to examine, but maybe able to see one of the. See, that looks like one of Lady First's shitty hats. There's not much on these shelves, is there? Just this wine glass and bottle. And both of them are cracked. Yes, not much use, are they? What's the matter? Oh, I was just reminded of the Reaper, that's all. Prosecutor Lord Van Zeeks. Oh, yes. He's so reckless with his wine glasses. I was thinking it's a waste, and that he should donate some to the needy. That would be a nice thing to do, honestly. You can suggest it next time we meet. Yeah, you should. See how it goes over with him, because, I mean, yeah, if he's going to be throwing them around, you might as well give them to people who could use them. And of course we didn't examine our boy Wagahai. Look at him, he doing a big stretch. Meow. That was a cheeky little meow, Wagahai. Oh, but he's so adorable! I know, right? Look at him! I could sit and watch him forever. I think you might not appreciate that after a while. And we have an investigation to get back to. Yeah, but he's fucking cute. Look at him. But yeah, you're right. We got investigations and poisoning and our lawyering. Fucking bogus-ass jobs compared to watching a nice cat. Okay, now I think that's everything. You take care of fucking Wagahai now, Gregson. You know, don't go doing anything weird. I guess we'll go to Briar Road? I don't necessarily know there's anything here, but, you know. Doesn't have to be thorough. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I guess everything's good and examined. Or, I mean, yeah, you don't know. There might have been someone outside. Okay, fine. Let's go to the Gyarados room, see what fucking John's up to. Mr. and Mrs. Gyarados room. Mr. Gyarados appears to be out. Oh well. I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. It looks like it. Okay, examine all this shit when he's not around. But no, I know we're not gonna find anything again from looking at it again, so... Yeah, I guess we'll just have to come back later. Alright, I guess we'll just, fucking go to prison, I guess. Throw ourselves in the fucking brig. With Natsume, so he can relate to us. How's it going, pal? Friend? buddy? Everything good? Oh, Mr. Natsume's back. Well, yeah, it's not like they were going to let him leave after being gone for one day. Or if he's still on trial, I mean. So he is. Mr. Natsume? Hello? Hello? Little social... Oh. Huh. I haven't seen that animation before. I am a cat. Sorry. I don't know who Mr. Natsume is, or Hairlock Sholmes. I don't know about courts or trials or Old Baileys. Oh, I see. You're regressing so that you don't have to face your traumatic circumstances. Classic psychological defense mechanism. I am a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat. That's also the name of one of his books. I am a cat. Mr. Naruhodo! He's trying to escape from reality. Yeah, it's like fucking, I don't know, Neon Genesis Evangelion up in here. Trying to? He already has! Completely. Well, I'm sure we can snap back to reality. Oop, there goes gravity, you know? So, what is your name then? Oh god, are you gonna... Oh. As yet, I have no name. Yeah. And is, he gonna be okay? Mr. Naruhodo! He hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality. Oop, to goes gravity. Do you think you could, open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? Please? Oh, there we go. See? You're good. You're good, Sozeki. I am not a cat. Oh, well. That didn't take too long. It worked! He's back in the real world! Now he's gonna be miserable and depressed. What's going to become of me? No! Don't answer that! It's obvious! My accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate! Mr. Natsume, no! This morning's proceedings in court proved that there is hope! Yes. Yes. Local student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brilliant, but... Yeah. The Reaper is omnipresent! In court, in my lodgings, here, there, everywhere! What's he looking straight at me for? I'm not the Reaper, pal. I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss. Oh, yes. Yes, we must. How do you feel about this bussin' beat? Okay, I showed you my armband before. I think I showed you some of this stuff. What about this? Oh, I guess not. Okay, not that. Maybe this? Oh, hey, look at that. I figured he'd react to something. What's this? What's this? I can't believe my eyes. It's a newspaper article, I guess. It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shakespeare's room. Ah. So he knew, did he? Sorry. About this man, Selden. A convicted killer and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings. What? He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another, a miserable, mustached, much maligned Japanese man. Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. Look at that yielded some results. Let's see, what about this photo? I guess not. Yeah, I guess not. Okay, I guess that was probably everything relevant that I can show him at the moment. Okay, let's confab. In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No! Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that have moved me more. But if I just block those out, then today, being in that courtroom was the most moving experience of my life, Mr. Locum Student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! You're too kind. Scotland Yard found the remaining tea, just as we deduced, and are analyzing it as we speak. There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's a solemn, sworn, Soseki certainty. I believe you. Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night? Oh yes, definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot. We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies. And at the time, we were both completely fine. Okay, well that doesn't jive with what Shanpir said. I mean, he said he drank his tea as soon as like hours after the fact. As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shanpir then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then. Yeah, I suppose so. How that rotten Shanpir! What have I ever done to him? You don't recall him taking issue with you of anything you've done recently. I've been holed up in my room, immersed in books. I don't recall anything. Anything at all! Right. But what I don't understand is why you didn't let me know sooner. Let you know what, Mr. Natsume? About the soap, of course. What else? Oh, dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend? Of course I am. If I had money, I would have chosen to live an accursed existence in such accursed lodgings. Oh, yes. You said it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you? Exactly. Especially the room that I rent. The spirit of that capital offender who lives there still haunts the place. And it's trying to kill me! Capital offender? Oh, might I ask, Locum Student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, that the next time you visit me, you bring scores of super soft soaps? I mean, I don't mind helping a homie out, but, you know, now that the gas theft trick has been revealed in front of court and a lot of people, I imagine that the gas company's going to be looking really closely at any soap-related dealings, you know, so the cat's kind of out of the bag, sad to say. Anyway, what about this capital offender, Selden? The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now. And at the time, he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Garradeb's house. What? He lived where you do now? Oh, that's right. Yes, exactly where I live now. In my very room. Oh, that's weird. Oh my. Your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense? Oh, but before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. Oh, that was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started. The curse! What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume? It's already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison, a man died in the room. The man who rented it after Selden, in fact. The poor lodger, he was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. Oh yeah, I guess it was. So that's the convict's curse, is it? Yes. Well, that was the start of it. There's more? Okay, yeah, elaborate, good sir. Do you have any idea how long before you passed away, Mr. Natsume? Oh, the official cause of death was asphyxia. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas. Gas? I only found that out after I'd signed the lease. And that's how they get you. Cheap prices, cheap bread, and then boom, gas everywhere, and then you fucking die. When Mr. Garradeb came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease, luckily legal. Lucky for Mr. Garradeb, maybe. But not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. And now you believe that this curse is affecting you. Oh, it is! At first, I just felt as though I was being watched. All the time. And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you? The dead are trying to take me with them. They come for me and try to suffocate me. Just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. The room is as cold as ice. Why is your room so cold? London winters are too cold to bear without any heating on overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb to bed at night, the pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas. But that's terrible. That's exactly the same situation as what led to the previous occupant's death. And then there's what happened to Mr. Shansbear last night, when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident that can be explained by a curse, though. Whatever can be the curse of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garradeb's room? It's pretty strange, that's for sure. But man, this trial is all about fucking gas, it seems. Gas here, gas there, gas everywhere. Well, I think that's all we can get from, Mr. Garradeb. I mean, Natsume. Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse the two. Let's see if Mr. Garradeb is currently in. 22nd of February at Mrs. Garradeb's room. Howdy. Ah, you're here now, Mr. Garradeb. Right valley business it is for me, you know? Getting out and about. Were you at the Old Bailey by any chance? Yeah, naturally. Paid my lodger taking the balance and all that. Not a trial to miss. Fate of what's already been dubbed your, haunted lodgings, yes. Of course, the release has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. Yeah, I mean, there was the incident like 2 days ago, or however long it was ago now, as the old haunted lodgings, some such. Ah, well, at least he knows. Makes you wonder what the blazes is going on. Don't you know? Oh, what the when the fuck did you get here? Oh, yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial just 2 days ago, you were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened. Seriously, how the fuck did you get here, Herlock? I mean, I keep saying, I say that like I should be surprised, but yeah, that's just your thing. Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business. I see. Where the fuck did you put that? Where did you put that tea? I didn't see you place that tea anywhere. So, what brings you to my haunted abode today, eh? Oh, you know, I just wanted to confab. Though first, I should probably present some stuff for you. Armband? Oh, guess not. You want some soap? Want a crime scene photograph? Mr. Garadeb, about this photographic print. Ah, yes. The scene. I thought the valley fellow was as dead as a doornail. Jolly welcome news that he's alive. For him, and for the room. For the room? What do you mean? Well, it matters, you know. When I come to let the room next time, people will ask. And there's a world of difference between a room where someone died and a room where someone nearly died. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. They sound awfully similar to me. I mean, I think, yeah, well, I mean, it's still a difference. Let's see. Do you know about Selden? Oh, I guess not. I thought you might tell us about him, considering apparently you let a room to him. Okay, what about this photographic print? Mr. Garadeb, could I ask you to look at this photograph? Look at this photograph. Every time it always makes me laugh. Is that your son who's with you there? No, not at all. He was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name. Duncan Ross? A street photographer happened to be passing by, so I asked him to take a shot. Yeah, just for kicks, really. Was he, by any chance, the lodger before Mr. Natsume? Yes, that's right. Man, you know, if this was fucking, like, a modern Phoenix Wright game, that's when, like, the Cyclops would show up and you fucking present the Magatama, and you gotta, like, break that shit. I know. I can feel it. And then, of course, you're fucking here, man. Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say. Ah, yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs, before that Japanese chap. Would you mind telling us a little more about him? Okay, well, I'm guessing that's probably everything, in terms of evidence that you can present. So yeah, we'll just go through the conversation topics. Some busy fellow from the Far East, and a failed actor chap of questionable character, eh? Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellows of late. Thanks to that bally curse. The Convict's curse, you mean? Ah, heard stories, have ya? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here. Then the next chap in the room goes and keels over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside on the street, not to mention the actor yesterday. Am I next, eh? I hope not. Well, can't help it at the collar wobbles, can ya? When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green? because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shakespeare, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still. Yes, well, so was that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with said lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why, it sounds like a lap of luxury. I'm not so sure about that. Well, there's no bath and toilet included, and no fireplace either. But, you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here. Oh yeah, that whole mechanism that he was, so you monitor their comings and goings. Yes. Never hurts to, keep an eye on things, in case there are any, mishaps or such like. I think you've had your mishap already, sir. Yeah, that's for sure. It's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes. Heaven forgive me. The words just came to my lips. Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. It's you know... You've had a fair amount of mishaps lately, it seems. Wait, what? Wait, what? I thought I already... Didn't you already say that? Fishy fellow from the Far East and failed actor, chap questionable character A. There's no need for that, Mr. Garadeb. That's right. Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy. He is undeniably peculiar, however. Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away? Ah, yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone, and he popped it the very same day. Never come across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were. I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually. Yeah, I mean, you gotta take what you can get when you're fucking slumming it. So, how long has Mr. Shakespeare been lodging under your roof? A failed actor chap. Let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now. Quite short of it. Only 3 months. He's quite new here too, then. And to what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garadeb, if I might ask? I mean, I think he would know when his tenants signed the lease and stuff, you know? Yeah, well, there's that Selden scoundrel, as it happens. Selden? The convict, you mean? Do Selden and Shakespeare have some kind of connection, then? Curious indeed. Convict chap, Selden. Passed away in the clink 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or other. Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time. Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedian showed his face. That actor fellow. Really? Yes. I remember it quite distinctly. 'Tis small, this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shakespeare, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor offered erewhile for rent. Terribly sorry and whatnot, but, that won't be possible. I already have a lodger on the middle floor. The ground floor room's vacant, though. Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat my will unto thee. The curls must be muffling your ears. The rooms on the middle floor is taken. It's ground floor or nothing. Or nothing. Oh, very well. We have an accord. Glad to hear it. Welcome to... yeah. Lo, a Shakespeare dance to celebrate! Oh boy, another Shakespeare dance. We gotta behold it, you know? For what I had in court today, sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months in arrears with the rent, too. Yes, the fellow was a bally player, alright. In arrears? Yeah, jeez. Man, I'm surprised you didn't evict him if he was, you know, that late on rent. But then again, I guess you can't be too picky. Thank you for your candor, Mr. Garradep. We are most grateful. By way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe. Put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me. What? That's a weird thing to say. Are you performing your own Shakespearean soliloquy? What's happened to you? Shakespeare, my dear fellow. One of his most famous lines. And even I haven't heard that one. Give me my robe, put on my crown, I have immortal longings in me. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject. For I have a turn for literature too, you know. Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines then. Yeah, what the fuck does that have to do with what we were talking about, pal? Oh wait, there's also this one. The lodger's death. Ah, yes. Duncan Ross. Young chap was attending art school. Had to work to pay for it, mind. Moved into the middle floor around about a year ago. After that criminal, Selden, was arrested. Wait, the Selden thing was a year ago? That was like 3 months. Maybe he died 3 months ago, but he was in prison. You know, for an earlier period of time. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them. A history of cheap rent, maybe, yeah. Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers are up to at the time. So sadly, I was, rather tardy to discover what had happened. The smell of gas had alerted me, it was. Ah, yes. Synonymous with the smell of death. Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off its hinges. But once we got inside, we all bodily collapsed. Because of the gas. Yes. The room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed. So Mr. Ross suffocated to death. Of course, the police gave me a sound ticking off because the gas pipe was so old and all that. Well, it's not really your fault. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have the lot replaced all over the house. But even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. The stove goes out at night while he's asleep in bed. Well, that's a bally curse. That's a convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now. Someone's feeling defensive. Ah, that reminds me, actually. Yeah, what? About young Duncan. The night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter. A letter of affection to a young lady. A love letter, you mean? Yes, where did I put it now? Ah, here it is. I left it on my desk. If you'll excuse me. Let me see now. What does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence? Ah, my dear Mrs. Otto, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with, if you'll excuse me. I would not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no. Sadly, he didn't address it, though. So I have no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really. I see. It's going to play on my mind. But really, the identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case. I think we should leave well alone. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing. However, there is a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Mr. Sholmes, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once. My undying life to you. My undying love to you. My colorful darling. Olive green. I feel like a... Well... That's rather unfortunate. Huh. Olive green? The woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside this house 5 days ago? The victim of the last case Second Sad was in court for, regained consciousness only yesterday. Is it just chance that her name's come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence? Man, I don't know. It's kind of, that doesn't seem like a good sign of things, if I'm being honest with you. All these, differing threads are kind of coming together now. Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean? Reading personal correspondence can have its merits. You see, Mrs. Otto? Well, that's an interesting name to see again. Do we have it as evidence, by the way, or... Oh. I guess not. Well, with that shocker, revealed, and also, you know, since we finished talking to Mr. Garadeb, I think we've made good progress for today, and we can kind of leave things off for now. I know I didn't... Well, I had a feeling that, you know, Duncan and Olive were related in some way, because I do remember seeing that guy's face at her in the hospital bed when we visited her before, if you remember. You know, we saw his face then, and then we saw him, the second picture, you know, it was like, you know, obviously he seemed familiar. So I was kind of thinking there was a connection there, but I guess that confirms it, so... Well, I mean, absolutely, there had to be. She wouldn't have a picture of a random guy on her, you know, on her desk. But yeah, I guess that confirms it, so... And they weren't actually related, they were, you know... They were lovers, as it were, which... Again, considering what happened to Duncan, that doesn't seem like a... It all seems a bit tragic. But anyway, I think as I said, I feel like we're, you know, making good progress as, you know, in this investigation. Can't imagine there's too much more for us to uncover, but we will save it for the next episode, I think. But until then, though, I will see you around.